Hey guys, welcome back to Find Some Praise Video. We love creativity and collectibles.
In today's video, we're gonna unbox and review our entire Gremlins Funko Pop collection.
Find Tip Creative Studio.
All right, let's move some of these around. And let's start with the OG Gizmo and Gremlin. So these are interesting pops. Because of how old they are, you can see they don't have a ton of details in the sculpt.
Yeah.
But they're really cool still because it takes you back to early days of Funko where they weren't doing such crazy pops. All right, so first up, we're unboxing the Gizmo.
And the Gremlin.
All right, let's see.
I remember I was actually...
These Funko Pops are pretty cool. So he's very simple. You can see there's only some detailed sculpt in the ears, and then he's got a little bit of detailing going on at the very ends of his fur near his hands and feet. But there's not a whole lot to him. You got a little bit of sculpt going on in his like snout. You can see some definition in his nose.
Also his head, I don't know if it's because like Funko at the time, but it seems like oddly square.
Yeah, there's not much to the sculpt on this guy. He's got a square head, his ears pop out. It's still cool that early on they saw a need to do Gizmo because he's such a cool character. The head turns, so you can kind of do some posing with that. You got some overspraying on the ear.
I think that's like the fuzz inside of his ear. Like you can even see it on this box here.
You're right. You got it on both sides. So they put some paint in the ear area, which looks terrible.
Yeah, it looks kind of weird. Like you would think it's overspray because it's kind of blocky, but like...
But it is on both sides. You got some overspray on the face there. It's not the best pop, but we love Gizmo.
Right.
So we'll take it. What do you got there?
Here I got Gremlin. So this one's really cool because already there's a bunch of detailing like the sculpting in his eyelids and his eyebrows, his nose and his mouth.
Yeah, in terms of the sculpt on him, he's got a lot more definition than the Gizmo. You can see he's got multiple layers of sculpt going on in his eyebrow area. You got detailed sculpting in the teeth, which looks cool. The ears kind of move back a little bit. He's got that sweet mohawk in white. And then the painting on the back of the ears and the back, you got three different colors. You got the green base with the red and the yellow. Nice details in the paint on that. And it's cool to see the hands are sculpted and the feet have a decent level of sculpt. It's still pretty lame compared to the newer Funkos that we're seeing. As you can see in the future sculpt with the big dog, we're gonna review this coming up soon. You got really nice sculpting in the fur, right?
Yeah.
And so it's nice that they moved away from this simple sculpt into something more elaborate. All right, super simple Funko Pops, taking it back to the early days with the Gremlin and Gizmo. So what's the next one we want to get into?
Let's go with
3D glasses?
Yeah, 3D glasses.
All right, next up is Gizmo and Gremlin with 3D glasses.
Let's get these opened up.
All right, first impressions out of the box, this Gizmo looks great.
This Gremlin looks really cool too.
So let's start with Gizmo, and he's got his 3D glasses. He puts them on when he's laying in bed. I think he's looking at a magazine or something. Let's check that scene out with Gizmo and his 3D glasses.
Having fun? Pretty neat, huh?
All right, looking at the sculpt is really cool on this one. You can see he's standing up. He's got his 3D glasses in hand. There's a great level of sculpt on this. You can see the sculpting in all the fur going all the way around. I like how the fur breaks into the ear area, and then going around the back, you got really nice sculpting in the fur there. A little overspray in the paint.
I think that this pink is a little too pink for him. I feel like it should be more of a skin color. It kind of makes him look like a baby rat with this like pink of skin.
Yeah, I think you're right. But the paint job is decent. You got some overspraying going on between the white and the brown, which makes it feel a little more like fur. Nice detailed sculpt in his face there with his cute little smile, his little nose sticking out. I like his beady eyes with this fur that kind of breaks around it. Pretty cool sculpt on the Gizmo.
Yeah.
And you can spin his head.
You can also spin the head on this one as well.
I remember the scene in the first Gremlins where they're at the movie theater.
Right.
And they're all crazy, a bunch of different kinds.
First impression on this Gremlin, he looks really cool. Already you can see he has so much more detail from the original one. I like the details with the movie glasses and how they have them going on the ears and like kind of leaning down. And I especially love the soda in his hand.
Yeah, the sculpt on this is great. You can see he's got the spikes along his chin. He's got some fur sculpted in there. He's got his nice sharp teeth. The ears have some nice sculpt in there. He's got his drink in hand. You can see the ice cube sticking out of the top with this big old straw. As you move down the front of him, you got nice sculpting on his legs. You got these scales. And then checking out his feet, sculpted really well with his claws sticking out. If you move around to the back, there's also a bunch of sculpted detail in his shoulders and coming down the back. He's got more scales. I like the way they have his legs kind of bent back.
Yeah.
And then the back of the head's got some sculpting as well.
The paint job on him is really cool. As you guys can see, they have the details all over him with the dots, the lines, and the little stripes all over him to give him that really cool gremlin effect. This is a really cool Funko Pop. When I see this, I know it's taken from the first movie, but it reminds me of in the second movie. The kid was like, help, the Gremlins are broken into the movie theater. They only want to watch Snow White. It's like Hulk Hogan, and he's going to the movie theater, and he's like,
listen up. People pay good money to see this movie. When they go out to a theater, they want cold sodas, hot popcorn, and no monsters in the projection booth. Do you think the Grimsters can stand up to the Hulkster?
That's so funny the way Hulk Hogan was in that part
Right.
too. Awesome Gremlin and Gizmo with 3D glasses. Next up, you want to do the Flasher and Greta?
Yep.
Or should we do the Daffy? They're all from the second movie. Let's go ahead and bring them all together. All right, next up, Funko Shop exclusive Daffy. Love that scene where the lady's doing the cooking show and Daffy pops out of the pot.
yeah.
Let's check that out.
So let us ladle up some of our chowder noodles.
Here's Daffy out of the box. This is a really cool Funko Pop. I really love how you have like the noodles from the pot all over his ears and all over his mouth. He's eating them, and he just pops down and scared the crap out of this old grandma.
Yeah, I love how the pot is like a stand or a base for him. The sculpt is great on the face. You've got really nice details all over his face, his nose, his mouth has some little teeth in there. You got the spikes along his eyebrow. As you move down, you can see he's got noodles on his chest. You got more noodles kind of hanging off the edge of the pot. He's got both his hands holding on. Really nice details in the sculpt on that. Moving towards the back, you can see the handles on the pot. The back of his head and the back have all that nice kind of scaly texture that the Gremlins have. And then he's got that weird looking hair on the top of his head.
The paint on this is really nice. I especially love how you can really see the little black dots all over his body. As you guys can see, he has some in the ear, he has some on his arm, his chest, the back of his head, the back of his ears. You also have a really nice gradient on his chest where you can see it goes from the inside and getting darker on the outside, and especially on his face too, where you can see towards the bottom it's like a light green. It goes up to like blend into the face really well.
He might be one of my favorites in the set. He's awesome.
I know my favorite already. Flashing Gremlin. This one's really cool too. He had like the briefest appearance in the movie.
He was in, I think, both of them.
Was he?
Yeah, he's in the first one and the second one.
Really?
There's a Gremlin that flashes, what's her name?
Billy's girlfriend?
His girlfriend in the first one. And then in part 2, for sure I remember him. So funny, he's one of the coolest Gremlins. Check that guy out, he's fantastic. The sculpt on him looks really good. You can see he's got those shades on. There's a slight transparency to him so you can see his big beady eyes behind him. Nice details in the sculpt. He's got the spikes on his brows. His teeth are sculpted well. You got spikes along his chin. As you move down to his body, you can see definition there in his torso, his abs. You can see his rib cage sculpted. Moving down his legs, he's got scales along his thighs. His feet are sculpted well.
As you move to the back, you can even see the string that you wrap around, and the details on like the cuffs here with the stitching and the lines.
And then looking at the paint on the back, you got this darker brown outlined in black. And as you move back towards the front, you got a little bit on the ears as well.
I feel like he has probably some of the most minimal paint job in this set. And like, there's like only 4 colors in this entire Funko Pop.
But the sculpt is pretty impressive though with that jacket. So I can see why they kind of cheaped out on the paint. He's awesome though. I really like the flashing
really
Gremlin.
cool. Next up is Greta Gremlin.
She's so funny. Check out that scene where she's trying to seduce that one guy.
Here's Greta Gremlin out of the box. I really like the design on her with the zebra pattern on her skirt and her top, and I really like also the gradient in her face as well.
Yeah, the paint on her is pretty slick. You got some really vibrant colors. You can see she's got the red lips. She's got pattern on her bra and skirt. She's got some purple scales on her knees, which is kind of cool. You got the purple eyeshadow. You got some purple accents on her ears. Like the others, you got the spikes in her eyebrows and on her cheekbones.
And she has that big mole right next to her nose too.
She's got the mole sculpted and painted nice and dark black. The hair sculpt is pretty good. You can see it come up along the top and down the sides of her face. As you move towards the back, you got a little simple sculpt in the hair, but you do have the skirt along the back as well. You got some nice definition in her hands. I do like this pop, but I'm a little disappointed in the lips. You've seen some real nice dimensional sculpting in the other figures, and I feel like her lips and her nose are just a little too smushed.
I would say, yeah.
I wish they kind of stuck out more.
Especially her.
Greta Gremlin looks very cool. Awesome that they added her to the collection.
Last but certainly not least, we have the biggest and probably the coolest Gremlin Funko Pop that we have. And my favorite is the enormous Gizmo.
Oh, he's so cool. Check out how big he is. Bam! Well, look how he stacks up against the little guy. Like the difference is huge.
I'd say maybe 3 times his size.
This is like a $30 pop.
Yeah.
And this is like
$10,
$12. Awesome pop. Check that out. As you can see, he's got really nice details in the sculpting. The fur looks so good.
Yeah.
Right, you can see it's got all kinds of movement. The face is sculpted really well. You got his little beady nose with his cute little grin.
Really nice sculpt on him. I especially love how they did decide to enlarge the glasses, as you guys can see. We have the like little plexi inside of them with the different colors too to give it that cool 3D effect.
The head on him, as you can see, does move, which is a nice feature. And then as you move around, you got his cute hands with 4 fingers. There's nice dimension in the fur along the wrist as it kind of creeps over his skin area. More fur all over his body, sculpted really well. You got that same fur kind of creeping off onto his feet.
Something really cool about the big one is that when you put it next to the small one, you can really see the attention to detail in the paint job. In the small one, it's pretty harsh edges around the eye, and especially around the top in certain areas. But on this one, you have a nice big canvas, so you can have a nice gradient around his ears, his eyes, his torso to give it really nice, like actual fur effect where you can see they kind of blend in with each other, like in the different layers and stuff.
Yeah, they blend the colors really well. It's kind of a gradient from brown to white, so it looks a little more convincingly like fur. It's not the best fur I've seen, but it's pretty good, especially for a pop this big and at that price point. This Jumbo Gizmo is awesome.
Yeah, he's really cool.
So there's also a few other ones that we don't have, like Gizmo in the car.
Which I really want.
It's a very similar sculpt to the Gizmos that we do have. He's got his mouth open, which is kind of cute because you can see his tongue. He looks like he's having fun. He's riding in a red car, which kind of bothers me because in the movie he actually drives a pink car. So it would be cool to pick that one up and add it to the collection, but I do wish the car was pink. And then the other one we don't have.
It's the same like sculpt of the original Gizmo, but then he has a similar paint job to the Gremlin, which is really cool.
And then there's one other one, which is the Target one, which is the flocked Gizmo, which is actually pretty cool. Awesome set of Gremlin Funko Pops. We're big fans of Funko and Gremlins. So cool that they made this set.
Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite sets, and I really hope they decide to do more of this. So many Gremlins they can do.
Right, they could do a ton. They should do the Mogwai.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they could go with this same look.
They can even have the same body.
And they can make some of these Mogwais that came from the NECA set.
Yeah.
If you want to see our unboxing of this whole NECA set of Mogwais, these figures are really cool.
Yeah.
We just did the Gremlin Spider from NECA.
Oh yeah, that one's really cool.
Awesome figure. If you want to see that, check it out in our Toys and Collectibles playlist. I think my favorite, obviously aside from the Jumbo, would be Daffy. Which one's your favorite?
I would say my favorite is probably Gizmo with the 3D glasses because he looks really cute.
Yeah, I'm going Daffy or the Flashing Gremlin. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's fun.
That Greta's really cool too. Let us know which one's your favorite down in the comment section below. If you want to add any of these Gremlin Funko Pops to your collection, as always, check for links in our description.
If you like our videos, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Thank you guys for watching.
And we'll see you next time.
Fine Tip Creative Studio.